We've already looked at and referred to expressions at various places so far in this course. It's very important to understand what an expression is. Again, SQL or SQL, structured query language, is a declarative language. What it means is that you ask a question and get a result. That question is a mathematical expression. In other words, it's a calculation. Go to your calculator, type numbers, and you get a response. So you declare what you want and it gives you an answer. Essentially, if we go down into the query block and then we go down into the select list, we're in the select list. You can have expressions. A column name is an expression. An alias dot column name is an expression. A schema dot column name is an expression. Additionally, when we go to our examples here, a price times a discount. Two columns on the price table, multiply them together, divided by 100. That is an expression. It's a calculation. We're putting in a question and getting a result. I'm going to copy these examples and I'll just explain them very briefly in SQL Developer, as we do need to be brief because we don't want to be too long and we don't want to overload you with too much information at once. So I've copied in the queries from my text file. As you can see, I'm going to multiply price times discount. Let's actually take this and put these fields in here so we can see exactly what's going on. I'm going to run this query and you can now see that you've got price, discount, and then the percentage. What we're actually getting there is price times discount divided by 100, which is really actually the discount. If we wanted to also get the final price, we'd have price multiplied by, and here we'd have to use brackets. We'll look at precedence just now. In fact, it would actually be 100 minus discount divided by 100. Run it again, and we have the difference. So this is the actual price they'd pay, and obviously we could rename this as ticket price. Now we start to use all the things we've learned so far, and you can see we've changed the ticket price. We could obviously put other column names in and so on and so forth. Now what we actually have here is an expression or a query, subquery, embedded as an expression, and it's enclosed with parentheses. We could also take these examples here to neaten it up and make it easier to read at this point. We haven't gone through what these things do. We already used parentheses. Wait a second, I put the bracket in the wrong place. Very easy to get the brackets in the wrong place. And we can bracket all these things, and that should still work just fine, give me the same result. Unless I put the brackets in the wrong place and I get an error, then I have to fix it. So we go back to here, we got select everything from dual. All that's going to do is just select everything from dual, which happens to be an X. If I go to here, select star from dual, we'll have a look at the dual table shortly. It has a single dummy column. We'll look at it shortly, as I said. In this query here, we're actually selecting something from the venue table in the subquery expression, and then selecting everything from a parent table price. Don't worry about the details of this, but what we're actually doing is we're joining together the information from the venue table and the price table, gluing venues and prices together according to their matches. So what we're actually going to get is only the Fox Theatre, because I've only put in pricing information for the Fox Theatre in Atlanta. The other venues, of which you can see if I do this, I haven't put any pricing information for, because it's a little bit too awkward to figure out all that data, and we don't really need it for the purposes of this course. I'm trying to explain specific things, so we'll save that. And that is the very basics of expressions. But bear in mind that a query all by itself, and I'm not sure if this will actually work. I think you need to call it from somewhere. Star from dual. Now this shouldn't work. It does. Okay. It's an expression. You can also do star from there. Hit return. Select star from, select star from. And you can go further. Select star from. So by this point in time you should get my drift. What I'm trying to show you is that you can embed expression within expression within expression. SQL is declarative. It asks a question and gets an answer. Same thing. Embed expressions within brackets to execute those expressions within the brackets and pass the result out to the calling expression. In this case, in Oracle SQL, this is a calling query which calls this query inside the brackets, which calls this query inside the brackets, which calls the query from do, which passes the result to this one, which passes the result to that one, and so on and so forth. At this stage, all you really need to know is that these are expressions. An expression is evaluated inside an expression, passing a result up to the calling expression, and so on and so forth.